Hello, welcome back to Perfect Date. Now, last time we left off when we was asking this question of if we should help the kitties or not, and I was completely lost on accents for all the characters, and I'm here to tell you I have still not resolved that question and have just remembered I needed to figure that out. So I guess we'll just kind of go as we go along. I feel McMurphy should be a hard-boiled detective, though. So, what does a hard-boiled detective sound like again? So what do you say, Car? Will you help us? Of course we're gonna help the kitties. Not much of a choice, really, now is it? Afraid not. Okay, fine. So, where do I start? Is there anything you can tell me that'll keep track of your missing friends?
Well, no one listened to sense. Start with the Muellers. And I'll eat my hat if it doesn't end there. Someone get me a hat.
Don't mind him, he's always set in his ways. We have every reason to believe the abductions take place on your part of the island.
Yes. Nowhere near the danger zone with the elders. I have to work on that one too. Oh man, I'm bad at coming up with new voices on the spot. Well, that doesn't make much sense. But I suppose nothing does around this place. My catalog starts beeping. Oh my, an alarm! I've got to get to work.
You run along now. We don't want you rousing suspicion with your people. You can meet us later.
I'll make sure those reports are in your tent before this evening.
Oh, actually, that was the other guy. Oh. Thanks, Car. You're 1 in a million.
I imagine the odds are far greater than that, given your new health status.
Go! And thanks from all of us. Bye!
It's okay, cats. I will be back to pet you soon. Yay. Disco cat. Woo. Oh, back to this terrible, terrible house. After a rather painful journey, I am very grateful to finally limp into camp. I have just enough time to get myself tidied up for work and about to peel off my filthy pajamas when I hear my catalog beeping. I have a message, but I can't tell who it's from. It's not from any of the contacts that Professor Popper programmed into it. In fact, there's no contact information at all. Messages. Are you sure it is wise to trust everybody? Anybody? What on earth does that mean?
Who is this?
There's a lot you don't know. Think carefully about who you can confide in. I'm just a mysterious person. Oh, it's Monica. It's just a mysterious person. Before I can think of a reply, the messages are gone, and there's no record of them on the catalog. I'm hallucinating. I don't have time to think about this right now. I need to get ready. As soon as I'm presentable, I head over to the lab. I'm 10 minutes late. It doesn't give a good impression on my first morning. Oh no. Oh, kitties.
Ah, Butsicle, good to see you. I was beginning to worry. Did you oversleep on your first day?
I'm terribly tired, sir. I think the traveling and the excitement of yesterday. I take punctuality very seriously.
He cuts across my apology. Not to worry, it's perfectly understandable.
You find I'm quite relaxed about most things. As long as you get the work done, I don't mind what hours you keep.
Thank you, sir.
So, shall we get started? My goodness, what happened to you? What on earth happened to you?
He looks at the scratches on my hands.
Oh, I fell and I tried to save myself by grabbing onto a bush.
Plausible.
Not a secret drinker, are you, Butsicle?
Oh, no, sir, I'm a bit of a lightweight, to tell you the truth.
Just teasing. But let me know if you want to drink, though. I'll have a marvelous time. We ought to keep those hands sorted out, though. They look pretty nasty to me. They look like they could become cat. I'm a cat.
He goes to the tall metal cabinet in the corner and takes out a bottle and some cotton wool. He begins cleaning and tending my hands while he talks.
For today, I'd like you to help me with a few tasks around the lab to get the hang of things, but for tomorrow, I'll let you make your own decisions about how to carve up your time. It's like a tutorial or something. Of course, you're primarily here to carry out your job as a research assistant. However, try and make the most of your time on this island. Once your work is complete, we will be saying goodbye. This is really a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, so don't waste it in a lab. Naturally, I need your help around here, but I also like you to get your hands dirty with some field work. Some field mice work, if you say. Make sure you spend your time exploring the island. It's a beautiful place and a lot to see, including elder cats and catifications and death. Take the time to get to know the cats. A full understanding of their behavior is crucial to our research. There's plenty to see and do. However, you must be careful not to overwork. Take regular rest and relaxation. We don't want you to burn yourself out now, do we?
A little volcano humor. We don't even have one of those, but
I'll get the balance right away.
That's the spirit. So there you are.
He's done a first-class job of my wounds, and they aren't bothering me nearly as much. I spend the rest of the day with the professor getting to know how the various pieces of equipment in the lab work, finding where everything is, and learning some of the basic duties I will be performing routinely. By the end of the day, I'm exhausted. I make my way to the tent. I'm about to flop on my bed when I see a package poking out from underneath it. It's the reports that Kibbles promised to deliver. The cats were right. The previous person barely made a start on producing an antidote. I'm gutted and worried. What if I can't do any better? Will I just turn into a cat? I decided that's not an option and resolved to get going on my own research tomorrow. My instincts tell me the cats will be a good starting point. I have a feeling they know a lot more than they're prepared to tell me. I must romance them. I mean, gain their trust and see if I can get them to open up a bit. I'm sure I'll make more progress if I focus on one at a time. I'm an optimist that the one-to-one sharing will prove fruitful. It's a small glimmer of hope. Tonight, I'm not fit for anything. I can barely even write in my journal before I fall asleep. Pass out meeting. The first morning of waking up on the island. Second, Wait, what? I'm so excited to discover what the day will bring. Should I just jump straight into the research lab? Or maybe it'd be wise to start investigating a way to help these cats and find a cure for myself. Perhaps a good starting point would be to get to know the cats a little bit better on a one-to-one basis. Do I get to choose? Oh, I got an achievement. Yay, new job. What should I do today? Okay, so... Interesting. So it looks like there's 5 stages to romancing if I use a heart. I could use 1 to research and then 1 to retcon. Or not retcon. Redo everything. Recon. Should probably do a little bit of recon. Let's see what we can learn. Which recon task should I carry out? 4 or 10? What's 4? Oh, interrogate the guard or... Yeah, let's talk to the guard. He seems like a nice person. I've been staring at the back of his head for a long time. Too long. I'm starting to feel creepy. I just don't understand it. All he does is sit in that chair by the dock eating egg sandwiches and doing crossword puzzles. How does a man like that become the security guard for a place like this? As far as I can tell, his job consists of greeting the boat to make sure no one unauthorized gets on or off, picking up supply deliveries, and occasionally taking a long, lazy nap on the island to make sure everything's secure. It's like he's a cat. I wonder what he knows about the research that's going on here, if anything. He doesn't seem to be interested, regardless. I decide it's time to get to know the island bouncer and go join him at the dock. I sit next to Zane. Me on the sand, him in that chair. He's not wearing his big coat, and the short-sleeved shirt allows me to notice for the first time how surprisingly muscular he is. I never truly thought of him as a security in the bodyguard sense, but now, squinting at him sideways, trying not to stare too obviously, I begin to see him in a new light. I pluck up the courage to talk. Hi, Zane! How are you?
Are you trying to start a conversation?
He says this without looking up from his crossword puzzle. Oh, I suppose yes. I don't get to chat to humans very much in my job.
Research Assistant 115. 115?
He rolls the words out like he's reading them. Oh yes, I guess that's me. What does the number stand for anyway?
You don't know?
He asked monotonously, eyes still glued sexily to that crossword puzzle. No, actually, to be honest, Zane, I don't know much at all. There's a definite lack of intel sharing on this project.
Which project would that be?
This one. The whole research project that's going on. Is there more than one?
Depends on who you ask.
I was just asking you, really.
I don't understand your job. I don't need to. I don't care about things I don't need to.
What do you care about?
Crosswords. End of story. You really want to talk, don't you?
Well, there's not much else here to do. Besides, I'm interested in all. Aren't you?
My interests consist of what's for dinner and when's my next puzzle book coming. I was pretty close from that guess.
When's it coming? Do you get it delivered?
Comes with the mail.
He's back to not looking at me again.
The mail? You mean the parcels? And the letters, yes. That is what mail is.
The letters? See. Who would go to the trouble of sending mail all the way out here when we have email?
I laugh, but Zane looks very serious. It's safer sending mail the old-fashioned way. With email there are viruses, hackers, worms, cyber terrorists. With real mail there's only actual worms, actual terrorists. I guess you could have a virus. It would probably be dead unless it was in a vial. You could find a way.
I get the feeling he's not very tech-savvy. Yeah, but anyone can open and read a letter, right? Not if I'm around. And besides, who would suspect that something important would be in a fragrant pink envelope? There's an awkward silence. Of course, being my usually socially inept self, I'm desperate to fill it. Need any help with that crossword? I'm pretty good. I can even do the cryptic puzzle in the Daily Inquirer. This line usually gives me a little kudos, but Zane just simply ignores me. I decide to come out and ask what's on my mind. I mean, it can't make things more awkward than they already are. Zane, have you ever noticed anything strange going on? Like cats behaving weirdly? Zane suddenly looks up, his eyes locking straight onto me, unwavering and hard. No. Have you?
Well, not exactly, but...
He's looking at me properly for the first time since we met. I have definitely captured his attention, but I'm too nervous to follow through. I'm just being silly. The lack of human company can get to me. It gives me daft ideas. Such as? He's still staring at me as though he's trying to read my mind. Sometimes when I'm out tagging, I feel like they're playing games on me. I haven't even had my first day and this hasn't happened yet, I don't think, but we're gonna pretend I did this in the correct order. That they're like children, hide and seek, that kind of thing. Some of those cats may be cleverer than any of us can give credit for. Now it's my turn to be intrigued. In what way? They know when to stay out of the sun. You're going pink. The moment, if there was one, is over. I decided Zane maybe isn't the best person to talk to. Feeling unwanted and slightly dejected, I head back to camp. I stand up and brush the sand off me. What's a 5-letter word for solitude? Alone. Zane silently scribbles in his book as I leave. Dejected. I'm sorry. We'll get the security guard someday. It's just cats for us, though. Alright, let's at least do what we came here for and romance some cats. Gotta at least have some cats by now. Oh, I can only have the 2 people who I have terrible voices for. Snooty Booty's gonna kill my voice, and McMurphy doesn't have a solid voice yet. I wanted Floofy Butt. Alright, let's go, Snooty Booty. I'm splayed out like a starfish on the beach in my bathing clothes. It's a swelteringly hot day and I find it hard to concentrate on my work, so here I am. I let the cool sea wash over my feet and legs as I lay in the sand. I hear a long, loud sigh coming from somewhere behind and I sit up to see where it came from. Snooty Booty. In repose, under the shade of a palm tree, is looking about her with a concerned expression, one that I've never really seen a cat make before. I go over to her and see if I can help her with something. Excuse me. Are you okay, Snooty Booty? She lets out another long, wistful sigh. Yes, to be quite frank with you, human, no, I am not okay. I cannot expose this delicate skin of mine to the sun, but there is something I must need to retrieve from further down the beach. It is quite the predicament. Oh, right, want me to fetch it for you? Oh, would you be so kind, human? I would be very grateful. Sure, it's no problem. We can't have you putting that delicate skin of yours at risk, can we? Snooty Booty looks grave. Indeed not. Skincare must come above all else, don't you know? One must never expose one's skins to the elements, human. It really is quite aging. One must also never get stressed if one wishes to retain one's youthful aura, which is rather difficult on this frightful island. Oh, I know, believe me. How do you know? Are you stressed? Oh, no, that would upset me terribly. Really? That's sweet of you. Of course, you really are a precious thing. I do hope you are finding your time here pleasant. Oh, don't worry about me, Snooty Booty. I'm fine. Now, what is it you'd like me to get for you? Well, before I tell you, I must ask that you don't inform the others of the whereabouts of this particular item. It is very dear to me, you see, and one of the few luxuries I have to myself. Of course, it's no problem. It's a brush. I, the hairless cat, deserve the brush. I shall be discreet when I need to be. I do hope so, human. You see, along this beach just south of here, there's a tree which bears the ripest of coconuts all year round. It's quite splendid. The coconuts are always so sweet and creamy. Snooty Booty looks as if she's lost in a wonderful dream. Sounds lovely? It is! I like to drink coconut water as often as I can, and it is so good for the skin and the waistline. I have one of those. I wear pants. But the less civilized denizens of the island keep knocking the coconuts down before they're fully matured. Fortunately, no one seems to have discovered this particular tree yet. Well, okay, Snooty Booty, I'll try and find some coconuts for you. I'll be back soon. You have my thanks, human. I won't tell you where the tree is, I just hope you find it. I've been walking for a lot longer than Snooty Booty led me to believe. I'm not sure this is even the right tree. They all look the same to me, although this one seems to have more coconuts than the others. I decide to take a chance and bundle up as many as I can carry in my arms and haul them back to her ladyship. By the time I get back to Snooty Booty, I'm faint from exertion, not to mention walking so far in the sun. I fall to my knees, panting in front of her. Here you go, Boots. Oh. She eyes the pile with a distinct air of disapproval. I only needed one coconut, human. Oh, these are far too many. Well, I do apologize, madame. Tell me you didn't plunder the tree. No, there were plenty on the ground already, so... Oh, well, that's a small mercy. At least you didn't hack them down. Hack them down? With what? Well, your hands are rather large and leathery. Snooty Booty, I do not use my hands for deforestation. Paper. Well, I'm sure you did your very best, although I really don't know what I'm gonna do with so many coconuts. You're welcome, I'm sure. I look down at the pile of coconuts and it strikes me properly for the first time how strange it is that there are no creatures on this island to plunder them. What do you think it is, Snoots, that keeps the wildlife away from this island? You mean the barrier? The magnetic barrier? Oh, do keep up, human. I thought you were meant to be a scientist. I realize she must be referring to the force field that surrounds the island. Now be a dear and crack one open for me. With my enormous hands? Well, you could try, I suppose. Hey, okay, wrong voice. I pushed out the irritation that is slowly rising in me and smiled politely. On second thoughts, I'll be right back with the screwdriver. A what? Don't drive away with my coconuts. It's a sharp metal tool that bores into things. What on earth do you need one of those for? So I can make a hole to get the water out of the coconut. How else would you propose I do it? Well, look around you, dear. Look at nature's bounties. What about that? Snooty gestures with a limp paw at a shard of rock nearby. Snoots, how do you usually get water out of a coconut when there isn't a human around? Well, the exuberant kibble simply loves to break things, haven't you noticed? It's one of the few reasons I tolerate him, don't you know? Far better than one of your school dribbers, don't you think? Huh. I reach over and pick up the rock. It does look like it could actually do the job. Okay, let's give it a try. Here goes. Holding the coconut in the palm leaf, I gently tap the shell a few times with the stone before finally whacking it. It cracks open surprisingly easier and the water drains into the leaf. There now, see how nature provides, human. Yep, again, you're welcome. Quite. Bye. Snooty Booty stretches her neck and then her upper body towards the leaf. She sticks her tongue out as far as it can go before raising her big eyes to me. I can't quite seem to... I suddenly realize what she's getting at. Maybe you should just get up. No, I will help you, you little stupid, arrogant cat. I let her struggle for a moment or two before I begin to feel a little bit like a child pulling the wings off a fly. She can't help the way she is. You seem to be struggling a bit, Boots. Well, you've placed my libation slightly out of my reach. Oh, I'm sorry. Would you like me to help? Bring it a little closer, perhaps? Well, of course I would, human. Are you being deliberately obtuse? I would very much like to help you, Snoots, but you're making it rather difficult. Huh, I don't understand. I've been perfectly clear in my instruction. You see, I'm under a spell. It's a very powerful one which prevents me from following any instruction unless it's accompanied by a few magic words. Oh, would you care to enlighten me? Well, it goes something like this. Please, human, would you mind passing me my libation? Thank you very much. There's a pause during which I'm really not sure what Snooty Booty is thinking. Suddenly the Sphinx erupts in peals of laughter. Ha ha ha! I seem to have forgotten my manners. Please be so kind, human. I would be much obliged. Oh, go on then. I nudge the leaf closer to her and she delicately laps at it. I truly am indebted. Many thanks. That looks delicious. Fuck off. I mean, yes. Yes, it is. You know, searching for those coconuts was thirsty work. You have like 3 or 4 more coconuts. Just pick one of your own. I'm sure it was. She's still lapping at the water. Oh, my throat's a bit scratchy, especially in this heat. And that's why I have lemon ginger tea here. Snooty Booty finally comes up for air. Quite, that's the beauty of this coconut, you see. It's so hydrating and most palatable too. You really ought to try it sometime. I look down at the now dried pale leaf. Yes, that's a good idea, Boots.
And the very best thing after drinking coconut water is to curl up and have a nap, you know. Beauty sleep is the most important. Oh, that's so. Indeed, human. I thought you had other things to do now. Go away.
Well, Snotty Botty yawns and closes her eyes. Suppose I do. Sweet dreams, princess. She snores softly in reply.
Bye, cat.
Saving! Alright, well, that's good for this episode. Looks like we have 2 more things we can do, so maybe we'll do a research and a romance. Somehow we got 2.8% of the antidote. I'm not really sure. Was that the coconuts? Maybe it was the coconuts. Could the antidote be coconuts?
We will find out soon. Bye.